Hey beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back here on YouTube. I'm so excited to be back in front of the camera, and I'm so excited that you are tuning in today. Now, it's been about 3 years since I've been on this channel, so I'm grateful for those of you who have hung out and stuck around. I'm grateful for all those still coming in. For those of you who do not know who I am, I'm Dante J. Worth. I used to host a series called Audacious Believer TV, where we ask the same question to over 100 guests. What is your story? And so every time we'd ask that question, with that response that we get would just turn into a community of people who just were really excited to say, me too. That I'm not the only person who's going through that. I'm not the only person who's going through this right now, and I'm not the only person who can come out of it. And it created this online community of people who were audacious believers. So today, we're doing something a little different. We don't have a guest. I am the guest. So I'm going to share my story about why did I leave YouTube? Why did I stop making content? Where am I now? So let's explore some of those things. But before we do, I need you to make sure you hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure that you like this video. And make sure that you are commenting down below. Because me and my team absolutely love to read your comments. Now, on May 28th, 2022, I made the most audacious decision of my life. I decided that I was going to leave my hometown. Now, my hometown of Rochester, New York, which is located in upstate New York for those of you who may not know. I had been there at that time, been doing great things, involved in the community, doing the things, interviewing people from all walks of life, and I was on the climb up. If you're looking in from the outside, you're like, okay, all right, you're doing great things. But internally, there was something that I was still struggling with, which was silent frustration. And silent frustration can show up in so many different ways when you don't know what your purpose is and you're trying to live life, or it can show up when you do know what your purpose is and it just doesn't seem like there's an alignment where you currently are. So for me, it wasn't that I didn't know what I was doing, it was just that what I was doing in a space that I was doing it in, I kind of felt boxed in, and I wanted to see if the hype around who I was and the hype around what I was able to accomplish was just limited to the area where I was at. Was it just because I was from a hometown that people knew me? Was it just because I knew people that I was able to get these opportunities? So I decided to make an audacious decision to leave. I wanted to see if I could take this same ball of energy and light, place it somewhere else in the world, and see if I'd still be able to have that same kind of impact. And I started off my journey by going to New York City. Now, for those of you who have never been to New York City and have never been to Rochester, Rochester's over here, New York City's over here, about a 5-hour drive, 5 to 6 hour drive, about an hour flight from one another. So I decided to leave my small town of Rochester, go all the way to New York, and I got to live out my dream of seeing all the Broadway shows I wanted to see. I got to ride the bike along the water, be a real cutesy, and have a little camera, just real cute and stuff. And I made some of the most amazing connections and friends that are they're still strong today, and I'm just so grateful for them. Actually, one of my good Judies, my Bookie, she lived in New York City when I first met her, and now she lives down here in Dallas, Texas, maybe like 15 minutes away from me, which is absolutely incredible. During that time while I was in New York, before I moved to New York City, I actually saved up some money, put it in the bank, and I said, okay, when the money gets funny, we'll just go on back to Rochester and we'll get back to getting some money again. And so money started getting funny, and I was able to land a role at a national mental health organization that was remote. Now, during the pandemic, I know everyone was looking for a remote job, or we had to get remote because the businesses were pivoting and people were trying to figure out what to do. I was like, let me just do this for the summer while I'm here during this time, and then I'll just go back to New York and do what I was doing. No. So I ended up getting that remote job, y'all. I felt so free, y'all, in a way that I just felt like an activation inside of me or something. So I said, I'm not going back to Rochester. I'm going on the road. And that's exactly what I did. I decided to leave. I stayed in New York City, lived those first 6 weeks. And then from there, I went down to Atlanta, Georgia. But before we get into that, I'll just say, hey, we'll be back. Stay tuned for more.